Hello guys, how are you today? I'll be reacting to her story, and it's like so similar to her story as we can see up. Subscribe please, trying to catch up to his story. Interesting. But guys, I don't know this like tiny little tick that I never saw before. So yeah, 983 more than me. Let's see. Let's see her popular one. Let's do this.
I was walking alone at night when
Oh wait, my internet.
a police officer started walking.
Before we continue, this was made on April 22. Dang. That was so long a time ago. Like, we have all already started school. So yeah, that was a very long time.
Beside me and grabbed my arm. Don't react and keep walking. Someone's following you.
Yeah, I would never trust a police officer if he told that to me. I would just snatch my hand away. I would run for my life. Even so, if there is no cars, I would still run for my life because I might know the way home.
I subtly turned around and saw a man in a dark hood 30 feet behind me, matching my pace. I stopped for a second, and he instantly leaned against the wall, trying to seem discreet. The officer told me to stay calm and walk with him. He guided me forward, gripping my arm so tight I couldn't pull away even if I wanted to. I kept glancing back, and
Just hit him. Like, hit him in the legs and the knees and run away. It's not that deep. Okay, I promise I'm not gonna pause anymore. It's just like, we already started, so yeah.
the man was now closer. That's when he walked through a streetlight, and the light shined down on something metallic
A knife.
sticking from his pocket. My whole body went cold. I pressed closer to the officer and told him what I saw. He nodded and said, "Don't worry, we'll get you home. You're safe with me." But then
Number one,
started
I'm
steering us
not gonna trust anyone without a police hat. And even if he's a police, I will tell him to call the police station. And also, my guy, I have a phone. I can call police anytime I want. Like,
away from the lit-up main road and onto a darker sidewalk, almost
Don't
like he was
trust
leading me
him.
somewhere
Don't
specific.
trust
That, plus his grip on my arm, made me feel uneasy. But when I turned around, the man was now walking straight at me, holding the metallic object and no longer trying to be discreet. I knew I had no choice but to trust the officer. I told
No,
him the
don't.
man was closer, and he
Don't.
looked around, pointing to an alleyway
there's a
nearby.
plot
This
twist
cuts
in
through
the
to the other
end,
side of the street. You can
then
call a
it's
cab from there. He
actually
gripped my arm
nice.
even tighter and pulled me. I was about to just go with it, but then I saw a taxi sitting 50 feet in front of me with its light on. I told the
Enter it.
officer I'll just take this one, but his
Enter it.
grip tightened. The man is still too close and the alleyway is safer. He tried pulling me again, but I yanked my arm free and sprinted toward the cab. He reached for me again, but I was too far away. I got in and locked the door, shaking and unsure what to...
Uh,
I was walking alone at night, close, and the alleyway is safe in my hands. Two men were
well, that was weird.
shaking and unsure what to eat.
Okay, anyways. To be honest, the most thing, like, I hate about it, like, I would never trust a stranger. It's because I'm, like, too young. So, of course, I have to stick to my parents. I'm not gonna walk alone. And if I get groceries down the street, like, on the other side of the street, maybe I will be careful. Also, I have an electrical scooter, so what do I need? I don't know.
And think. Then 3 weeks later, I was watching the morning news, and my coffee slipped out of my hands. Two
Number one, if you're drinking coffee and sawdust is air, at least put something in it, my guy.
men were arrested for the murder of a woman, the officer who grabbed my arm, and the man in the hood. They worked together. The man followed her at night, and the officer lured her into an alleyway under the guise of safety. The woman who trusted the officer never came home to
Number one, she has ginger, but yeah, I just see that she has ginger hair.
her kids. I was walking alone.
Yeah, I just see that she has ginger hair, but cool style. To be honest, not gonna lie.
We were sitting in the living room watching Shark Tank when my daughter looked at me and said, Mommy, I'm gonna be the youngest CEO.
Okay, I paused in the wrong time. CEO. What are you gonna do? When we see the title, will she be a billionaire? I think it's a yes. April 16, dang.
In the whole neighborhood. The next weekend, she set up a lemonade
Wait, how much How much
I was
weight
walking
is
alone
this?
at night when a police officer started
That was
walking beside me and grabbed my
22
arm.
minutes?
Don't react. We were sitting in the living room watching Shark Tank when my daughter looked at me and said,
20
Mommy,
minutes.
Mommy, I'm gonna be the youngest CEO
almost
in the
the
whole neighborhood. The next
21
weekend, she set up a lemonade stand, but instead of mixing regular country time lemonade like every other kid, she came up with a bright idea. She spent the morning in our kitchen, mixing what she called
Is
gourmet
that purple lemonade? I would rather take a green lemonade.
flavors, watermelon mint, strawberry basil, and something she called lavender honey that actually tasted incredible. She printed labels from our home printer and charged 50 cents more per cup than every other kid on the block. Our neighbor Mrs. Haggerty was having a yard sale that weekend. Mia knocked on her door and offered her 10% of her profits to set up in front of her driveway for the foot traffic. She was out there at 7.
Oh, so you have to also wake up in summer break. That's weird. Waking up in summer break so early is the worst thing. At 7 a.m. is definitely the worst. Like, I already miss it. Seeing a back to school poster and everyone like, go. Myself, I'm crying. And if she's a 6-year-old, I'm jealous.
In the morning with a painted sign and little sample cups for people to try before they bought. She sold out by noon. Saturday afternoon, she recruited 2 neighborhood kids and gave them matching visors. She trained them on how to greet customers and how to make change. By Sunday morning,
Okay.
she was running a 3-person operation from our front yard. That's when the man in the BMW pulled up. He looked at the stand and said he only had Apple Pay. Mia reached under the table and pulled out her dad's portable card reader. She held it up.
She's also gonna be rich with card. Your dad must be gonna be hella rich. Not gonna lie. If they're just gonna keep on paying with Apple Pay, you're just gonna be rich and make you guys live in a villa. If you already live in a villa, that's cool. That's cool. I live in a 5-foot apartment. Help.
To him and said, "No problem, sir. You can swipe, tap, or contactless. No excuses." His mouth dropped open while a 9-year-old processed his credit card for $3 worth of lemonade. An hour later, a kid 3 houses down
Oh my gosh. Is there a new model house? Man, why can't they be like this? Man.
and set up his own stand. Mia walked over with her biggest smile and said, "Hey Noah, wanna merge? We'd cover way more customers together." Intimidated by her professional setup, he agreed immediately. Within an hour, she'd absorbed his whole operation and put him in charge of what she called their satellite location. By the end of the weekend, she counted everything out on the kitchen table.
Give me some money. I see
200
100. I see $100. I see $100. I see $100 bucks. I can't speak. Yay. See $100. So yeah, that's not nice. That's not nice.
$17. She looked at her dad and said, "I just made more money than your Starbucks habit costs you in a week." Then she pulled out a notebook
Starbucks. You work at Starbucks. Never mind. You're gonna be hella rich if your daughter keeps on doing that.
and started flipping through pages of profit margins and expense tracking for every flavor. I asked her where she learned about profit margins. She looked at me like it was the most obvious thing in the world. YouTube, Mom. There's tutorials for everything. We were sitting in the living
Okay, it's nice that you're
room watching Shark Tank when
that your daughter knows your own channel, I guess. And good job of YouTube, to be honest. Good job.
daughter looked at me and said, "This boy was trolling on the dark web when her sister noticed he slammed his laptop shut. He was shivering, and she knew something was wrong."
The dark what? We gotta have a moment of silence. We gotta have the moment of silence. Who opens the dark web and there's still a giant? And also, what is the sister playing? Like, can you all see she was playing?
This boy was trolling on the dark web when her sister noticed
Yeah, is that a horror movie? I don't know why I'm watching a horror movie in the middle of the night. Honestly, yeah.
he slammed his laptop shut. He was shivering, and she knew something was wrong. Scared, he immediately ran to the living room. She yelled, "What happened?" But he wouldn't say anything. He started freaking out, closing all of their blinds, locking the front door, and she begged him to tell her what was going on. He was freaking out, and that's
Imagine if she hugs a stalker. That would be so weird. She looks Why does she look tasty? Please YouTube censor that, and I meant. Don't mind it.
When she opened his laptop, she couldn't believe it. Someone sent him a picture of their front door. They sent another picture, and when she clicked on it, it was a picture of her through their window that said, "She looks tasty." She couldn't
Girl, you have a stalker, just change houses, tell your parents or whatever.
breathe. She was about to run and grab their dad, but her brother grabbed her arm saying, "No, he'll kill me if he knew I was on there." Neither of them slept that night until someone rang the doorbell the next morning. A guy with a badge told their dad they saw some suspicious activity coming from their network, but he told him he didn't know anything about it. He told them to stay safe, but the next day in class, her principal burst through their door. She told her she had to come with her that second,
Imagine if it was the police officer.
and that the police were there, and she followed her to the office thinking it had to be her brother. But the second she walked in, she saw the same guy from yesterday holding his badge. He smiled when he saw her and told her there was an emergency at her house. He grabbed her arm and tried to pull her out, but she resisted. "No, tell me what happened. Is my brother okay?" But he didn't say anything. "Come with us." She didn't want to, but her principal nodded and said, "They're police officers, honey. Go with them." They took her outside, but she noticed their car didn't have any police stickers on it.
At least just be smart about it. And at least add a sticker if you like want to kidnap someone.
She thought these guys must just be undercover, but when they put her in the back, she immediately noticed there weren't any door handles either. There was no way she could get out. "Where are we going?" But they laughed. She was sweating now. "Please, I just want to see my brother." But they didn't say anything until they saw flashing lights behind them. Both of the guys immediately got nervous, and when she realized it was the police, she knew this was her chance. The cop was walking up to the car, and she was about to scream for help, but just before she did, she felt something sharp in her stomach. She looked down and saw the man holding a knife against her. The cop
Oh my gosh.
walked up and looked inside the car, and when he saw her crying, he looked suspicious. She tried anything she could to signal for help, but the man said, "That's just my niece. She's upset because we didn't get McDonald's." She couldn't say anything. The knife was already cutting her skin, and the cop just told them to have a good day. She was crying, but they drove off. She accepted her life was over. She wasn't ever gonna see her family again until they started arguing. "He saw our faces, man. If we kill her, they're gonna know it was us." So in that moment, they opened the door and threw her out, and she had to run back with her hands tied. This boy was trolling on the dark web.
Okay, number one, right?
When her sister noticed, he slammed. I was eating goldfish on the bleachers when two fourth graders asked my teacher if they could play kickball, and she stepped back and threw her hands up. "Don't ask me, ask the king." They both turned around and walked toward me shaking. They were 2 grades older than me and a foot taller. They stopped at the bottom of the bleachers with their eyes glued to their shoes. "Can we please play kickball at recess?" I took my time finishing the goldfish in my mouth. I wiped the orange dust off my fingers onto my jeans. "Tell me why." They both forced their eyes up to meet mine. The shorter one mumbled it was his birthday. I flicked my fingers like I was swatting flies. "Have fun." They thanked me 4 times each before sprinting off. I reached into my bag for another handful of goldfish. A minute later, Mrs. Gibbons walked over with her hands clasped together. "Sorry to bother you, sweetie king. There's a 3rd grader telling kids they can't use the swings today. I told her to bring him to me." She nodded and walked off to find him. That's when a teacher I'd never seen before stormed across the yard pointing straight at me. "What in the world is going on here? Why are these children acting like you're in charge?" Mrs. Gibbons sprinted back over and grabbed his elbow. Stop talking right now." The new teacher yanked his arm away and turned back to me. "I am not letting a 2nd grader run this playground." He marched up the bleachers and grabbed my wrist. "You're coming with me to the principal's office right now." Before he could pull me down, 2 men in black suits came running across the yard. They slammed him into the grass and pinned his hands behind his back without saying a word. I climbed down from the bleachers and crouched next to his ear. "Don't you ever disrespect me again." I dropped a goldfish into his mouth, stood up, and walked off. That's when the principal came running out of the building. He took one look and dropped to his knees. "Please forgive us, Miss Sweetie King. Mr. Dealwood will be fired by the end of the day." I kept walking past him without a word, munching on goldfish. The principal slapped Mr. Dealwood in the back of the head. "You idiot! Her family runs the entire underground crime scene."
Underground crime scene? Okay, that's so weird, but...
During my
Huh?
daughter's birthday party, I was eating goldfish.
Oh. Okay, anyways, if y'all enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And please make us hit 1K subs in the end of the year. Thank you. Or at least 100. Bye.